got to be carefully taught about all the things you bought. Organic matters, there's so much to know, so grab yourself a seat and let's listen to the show. Honeybees have so much to give, so it's our job to make sure they live. Pollinate the world from here to there. You know, without them, the world would be bare. You got to be carefully taught about all the things you bought. Organic matters, there's so much to know, so settle on in, let's listen to the show. When you're out driving and you get stopped, what's the best way to speak to a cop? Treat him with respect, but know your rights. Know when to give up or when to put up a fight. You gotta be carefully taught about all the things you bought. Organic matters, there's so much to know, so turn up your speakers and listen to the show. My country, sweet land of liberty. So why do I hear over and over again that our taxes are going to the Vatican? You gotta be carefully taught about all the things you bought. Organic matters.
Hello, this is Jean Smith from Organic Matters. I'd like to introduce my guest. I have Louis and Carlos from Inunctus, and they have some exciting products to show us. So, take it away, Louis. How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm Luis. This is Carlos. And we're happy to be here with you guys. Jean, you look beautiful as always.
Thank you. What you got there? You got something to show me? Oh, yeah. Look at all that beautiful product. Hey!
Basket of artisan spot treasures.
Now, these
I'm showing you some of our soaps here.
Okay.
All of our soaps are made with goat's milk and hemp. So right off the bat, they're designed to hydrate and moisturize and nourish your skin, right? Okay. So we'll go with my mom's favorite because mom knows best. And this is the goat meal bar.
Oh, that's my favorite. I love that one.
Yes, ma'am. It's got the oatmeal, honey, but they're all aromatherapeutic because they're infused with different essential oils. Like this one's got
cinnamon, clove, peppermint, and tea tree.
Yeah, all of our bars have tea tree. And then we've got and we love using different antioxidants. Like this one's got
hibiscus, turmeric.
So it's anti-inflammatory, it keeps your skin hydrated. And we also infuse all of our soaps with Himalayan salt. So it's skin, it completely remineralizes your skin. It's actually used as the #1 natural treatment for anything like eczema or psoriasis, which is autoimmune. So you always want to start with the inside of you suffering from anything like that anyways. It's got lavender and chamomile, so it'll help soothe and calm any of the irritation or pain. Then we've got our lemongrass bar. This is our most popular one. You can almost smell it through the screen. It's green because it's got
smells
green.
Good.
It's got a Himalayan salt, of course, and the green tea is just really antioxidant. We use lemongrass, rosemary, bergamot, and lime oil, so they're very uplifting, very refreshing, even good for stress, right? Then what else we got? This was Carlos's idea. It's the Frankenstein bar. Tell me about the Frankenstein.
That one has little chunks of all of our other soaps.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, there you go. Then we also use frankincense oil, which is a biblical oil. And that's important only because the name Inunctus, our name actually translates into the act of anointing yourself with oils. And it's referenced in about 150 biblical passages. So that's pretty neat. And frankincense is a biblical oil, so the entire Middle Eastern culture was almost built on frankincense because of its ability to reprogram your cells and also stimulate the use and properties of all of the other oils. So since we put a piece of everybody in the bar, you also stimulate the properties that they all may yield. And then last but absolutely not least, the patchouli lemongrass bar. The beautiful color comes from activated charcoal, which everyone's raving about right now, but also coffee. Coffee yields the quickest results for when it comes to scarring, stretch marks, wrinkles, burns, cellulite, because you're constantly healing. That's just what your body does. And I realized that. That's kind of how we started making some of these things. You are what you eat. And when it comes to your largest organ, it's the same thing. So you want to make sure you give it the right materials. And I know a lot of us right now are starting to worry about and struggle with our BO and antiperspirant. I mean, not antiperspirant, but deodorant. So we actually make the only deodorant in town with probiotics. So we make it fresh, it's by the batch, and it's green because it's got green tea powder in it. So that's going to help brighten the underarms. It's going to help keep that area tight, but it's also going to protect it from the damage that is caused by shaving that a lot of ladies do, but also just it's going to help keep the underarms healthy for any gentleman. It's made with all natural ingredients, of course, like all of our products. It's beeswax, cocoa butter, shea butter, coconut oil, arrowroot powder, just a tad bit of baking soda. So it's pretty pure. It's a very simple recipe. And the essential oils, as you may know, essential oils were the medicine for centuries before the pharmaceutical industry, came in. And that's kind of also where we started. But a lot of them have antibacterial properties, antimicrobial properties, which will kind of counteract with with the main ingredient in here, or the most important ingredient to me, which is the probiotics. Probiotics will eat and eliminate the smell, so you don't have to worry about any BO. You don't have to worry about anything that smells like it's trying to cover up your BO. It's just going to eliminate it, and we use the essential oils of of balsam fern and lemongrass. So they don't have any of the antimicrobial or antibiotic properties, so I don't have to worry about creating a bad environment for the probiotics in here, the live probiotics.
Fantastic.
Thank you. And then we've also got our toothpaste. It's the only toothpaste in town with activated charcoal in it, paste, and its beautiful color, of course, comes from the activated charcoal. And that's going to help toxins, heavy metals out of your teeth. It's also got an Ayurvedic spice blend, which is going to keep your gums healthy and your teeth fresh, your breath fresh because of the essential oils that we infuse it with. That's myrrh, lavender, peppermint, rosemary, and vanilla. And then we've got a toner. This is everybody's best friend. It'll completely rebalance the pH of your skin, so it'll yield the perfect environment for the right amount of bacteria and oil that you naturally produce.
I love it.
And then one of our recent creations, but top selling as well, is our moisturizer. It's got turmeric in it. That's why it's yellow. It's got aloe vera, zinc oxide, coconut oil, 5.5 pH water. We make our own pH water here at home, and that's just the same pH as your skin, so it absorbs well, it's not too heavy, and it allows your cells to clean properly as well.
Okay.
And then last but not least, we just want to invite everyone to our Mystic Market, which is coming up here on April 23rd, and it's just a market for your spirit or alternative health. You'll meet a lot of great people focused on alternative healing.
Okay. So we can come down and see you there.
Yes, ma'am. And we're actually, see, this is what we do full time. So since we don't have 6 business days to work with, we work with about 6 to 8 different events on a weekend basis. So you can find us at Bussey's Flea Market every weekend, at Mission's Flea Market, at the Brick at Blue Star from 12 to 5, and then every now and then there's a fair like ours that we, become a part of or participate in.
Awesome. Thank you. And we'll post when we post this, we will post your contact information right there with it. Thank you very much. I'm going to stop the recording.
I feel like I've always had to do art. I don't feel like it was ever a choice to do art. I knew it was something I was destined to do. I was never very naturally good at it, so I just basically set my life in a direction to follow that, and I set the stage in order to follow that career as easily as possible. How does each mosaic work from start to finish? Each one is a little bit different on the whole process, but generally how it works is I'll have a vague idea, and I'll have to figure out the next step, which would either be I'll get photographs, or I'll just sketch around, or I'll get together with somebody and try and put together a more cohesive idea, a more cohesive picture of what I'm going to make. Once I have a smaller picture of what I'm going to do and it looks right, or it's about 75% of what I think is going to work, then I will sketch it out full size, like these. And I usually sketch them out on like 70 or 80 pound brown paper. I'll use pastels to color them all in. And the colors that I use in the pastels are going to be as identical as I can to the actual finished colors. And so I try and work out all of my problems on the paper. I don't want to be working out problems with tile because that's very expensive and time consuming. And so I try and get from 75% on the small paper to say 90 or 95% on the large paper full size, and then at that point I'll start test firing colors, and so I'll get the tile, glaze it, and actually start firing it to see what the colors look like finished and fired. I'll set those together. I'll make sure everything is going to be cohesive, make sure the colors look right together or separate or whatever. And after that, if everything fires correctly and everything looks good, then I actually start to make the tile. And so that tile process starts with a block, a 25 pound block of clay, and I'll throw it, roll it out, cut it, and dry it. After that, I fire it in the kiln. After that, take it out of the kiln, glaze it, refire it, hope that everything turns out right. Take it out after that's all done and start actually physically at that point putting it together for the first time. And if there's any pieces that have to be cut or shaped, then I'll use whatever tools I have at my disposal. And it depends on what kind of cuts that I need to make. And so I'll cut them by hand and piece them together, and I glue those down onto a large fiberglass mesh, and that allows me to change stuff around and move things. And so that's basically it. After I finish the mosaic on the fiberglass mesh, then I'll lift the whole piece up at one time and set it into a bed of mortar, which can be in a floor, on a wall, or on some backer board. Same exact kind of backer board that'd go in a residential home on a wall or a floor. And so I set it in mortar, thin set mortar, let that cure, and then I grout it with a high quality grout product. And basically that's it. It's the same quality as tile that would go in your floor or in your wall at your home or in a more commercial kind of setting. So I build them pretty strong. In each one of the mosaics, I like to create the feeling or the vibrance of movement in all the background small pieces. So you have the subject that seems fairly static. The way the pieces are structured and the way they turn and twist, to me, gives it a feeling of movement. And in that piece, there's so many of those background tile compared to the amount of subject in it, like the fish and the lily pads and things like that, that I think that vibrance and that movement comes through a little bit more. It wasn't my sole intention to try and give that one movement, but But that idea of movement in it comes out a lot more in that.